Let's go ahead and talk to Michael in South Carolina. Michael, you're on the air.
Hi, Alex. It's Michelle.
I'm sorry, Michelle. I'm looking way across the room.
That's okay. I really have a desperate plea here because I've been an info warrior since the beginning of the year. My eyes were opened by the H1N1 thing. You said, go look at the pamphlet. I looked at the pamphlet. I was shocked. I'm known now around my town as the town crazy conspiracy theorist.
You know how to read the H1N1 flu shot insert that admits it can give you brain disorders, Guillain-Barré, cancer, and hurt your fertility. Man, you actually read the insert on a drug package. This is horrible. This is so incredibly terrible. Man, you're some kind of dangerous nut. I mean, wow.
Well, since then, I've got movies. I've been spreading them around. I've got all your stickers plastered on the back of my car. I get some good, some bad from that, whatever. I live very close to a very large tourist area in the United States, right by the coast. And during the summertime, there was no geoengineering stratospheric aerosol spraying here. About 2 weeks after school started, they started hammering us with this daily. First they were doing it in the middle of the day, then they started doing it at night and early in the morning. The beginning of October, my daughter started having seizures, and we have no history of seizure disorder.
Oh.
In my family.
Oh, Michelle, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, Michelle, you can pull it up. Just type into the search engine, disorders of the brain, neurological disorders skyrocketing. They're now saying, oh, it's normal to get Alzheimer's when you're 25. It's normal to have narcolepsy, and they admit the shots are doing that. There's all sorts of bizarre spraying, all sorts of chemicals in the water. We are being soft-killed, and I'm so sorry to hear that. How old's your daughter?
She's 13, and
good Lord.
She's having 2 to 3 seizures a day.
Oh, my God.
And they've got her on medication, but it's not working. I went to the neurologist with her, and I said I wanted her tested for heavy metals, and he almost threw me out of the office.
Yeah, no, they're not allowed to check for heavy metals or what could actually do it. The doctors have been federalized to a great extent. More and more, they're only allowed to prescribe drugs. They're never allowed to actually, it's like young girls going into puberty now as young as age 3, women having babies at 8 or 9 or 10 years old now. They're supposed to go in about 13 on average. They admit it's the bisphenol A. When they go to the medical doctors, they will not say get off bisphenol A or hormone-laced food. They tell them, we're going to give you hormones now to mask the other hormone, and then it causes all sorts of disorders. Has your daughter taken a lot of vaccines?
She did get the H1N1 before I found out about it at school. And
yeah, it can cause an autoimmune. Well, it causes wait, the school didn't ask you?
They asked me, yes, but I, at that time, was a sheep and thought it was good.
So she's now having seizures and she's 13.
Yes, sir, and we don't know the cause. My doctor, the neurologist, has admitted he doesn't know the cause, but he refuses to check her for heavy metals. I've had to go to her family doctor and basically beg to get. Well,
ma'am, they've got all sorts of good clinics that have got nurse practitioners, but also doctors over them, and you just go in and say, I've read we might want to have her tested for heavy metals. You just pay, they take her blood and do it. The issue is it's the mercury, and I don't know her particular case, but a lot of times the mercury, this is admitted, it goes through the blood-brain barrier because it's injected directly in, and the other adjuvants, the aluminum and other things, cause an autoimmune response. And Dr. Blaylock, we've got a video that will come out this week. It was ready last week, but it's coming out in the next few days. Dr. Russell Blaylock video. He's got stuff on his Blaylock Wellness site on ways to detoxify. Also, you can try to stop inflammation. Is your daughter a big meat eater?
Yes. We eat, like normal Americans.
All right, we'll try to get her as much fish oil as you can. And you can get the types that are mercury-free. But fish oil, You want to get her, because the brain is 70+% water, but of the solid part, the 25% or so, it's almost completely cholesterol. And so low cholesterol diets actually lower IQ and overall brain functioning. A lot of folks that have epilepsy know this, and they're told to eat, diets of high in certain key fats to boost brain density. I don't want to get into medical issues. I'm not a doctor, but I've read the reports. I would try to detoxify. Is she eating any MSG? It's an excitotoxin. Is she eating any breath mints or regular sugar gum that has aspartame?
No, I have since learned about those and stopped with that. We're on total bottled water that I make sure is the osmosis that doesn't have any of the fluoride or anything in it. But I just, as a closing statement here, I just want to say that I own What in the World Are They Spraying? I've been showing it to everybody I know, and anybody out there that knows anybody that can stop this stratospheric aerosol spraying, please stop this. We've got to stop this. It's hurting our children.
Well, that's the plan. God bless you. I'm so sorry to hear that. They are spraying aluminum dioxide on us. It's killing the plants. Aluminum all over the world is going off the charts in the soil samples, and we're all being murdered right now, slowly. And it's the eugenicists that are running the show. God bless you. Very hard to hear that call, Michelle, but we'll continue to try to warn people about what's happening. That's why it was so sick when I know that Bill and Melinda Gates fund eugenics. I know they fund forced vaccine programs. I watched on the TV show on ABC yesterday, Gates with this maniacal smile giving an oral polio vaccine to a child. Went on record that UN program in Asia, Africa, and Latin America in the last year has been caught giving children weaponized live polio. And he was like, on the show, just with this weird smile, putting it in an Indian child's mouth. I know his dad headed up Planned Parenthood. I know he's a eugenicist. I know Ted Turner's said get rid of 80% of the useless feeders. He was on the show. What a great humanitarian he is. I know they put their money in tax-free foundations, so they're only giving the profits. It's just so sick. I have a 13-page transcript here, and there's just all these sickening quotes. Buffett is giving more than 15% of his money to foundations started by his 3 children and his late wife. They tackle issues like the environment, family planning, education, and human rights. Yeah, the environment, taking over your property. Family planning, abortion, sterilization, education, that's corporatization of education, total takeover. Human rights, promoting police state. Bill Gates, this is a quote. Well, we looked around and saw the greatest miracle that had happened for everybody on Earth is the health had improved. It not only saved lives, it reduced sickness, let kids be able to learn, but then also stabilize the population wherever good health was created. Vaccines lowering population. Again, this is just for the public. But remember the Times of London headline earlier this year. Elite meet in secret meeting to discuss overpopulation. In fact, will you throw that up on screen, guys? So when they're really meeting, that's what it's all about. Here's Turner. Because I want to set a good example, President of Rwanda has passed a rule that on the 3rd Saturday of each month, the entire country has to go out from 8 to 11 and pick up trash, including him and the cabinet of Rwanda. They all go out and pick up trash in Rwanda. It's just as clean as a country as Switzerland. So, forced compulsory service like in the Soviet Union. And it just goes on and on from there. But the whole thing starts with, the rich want to raise taxes on the rich. What they don't tell you is, they're the ones making money out of the derivatives, especially Buffett. He's part of the big 6 banks with Wells Fargo is one of the 6. So they want your tax money. It goes offshore. He pointed out he's only paying 14% tax. Why am I paying 40 then? Because only these billionaires are allowed to do this. There it is, billionaire club and bid to curb overpopulation. And it goes on to say that America's richest people met in secret. See, that's what they're really doing when you read the real literature, but it's sold to the public of, look what they're doing. And they've got churches all over the town where I live raising money to give it to Bill and Melinda Gates. I mean, he admits they're coming out with mosquitoes that give you vaccines so you don't have a choice. And pharmacological crops where it's in the crops. Oh, it was so horrible talking to Michelle, but if we don't talk about this, it's just going to get worse. And neurological disorders, I mean, they're just off the chart. I saw a report over the weekend, my dad showed it to me, mainstream news, AP, that they're saying by 2020, half of America will have diabetes. Folks, Americans ate more sugar and crud 20 years ago than they eat now. It's the additives. CNN admits that most fast food has silicone in it. You know what silicone does to your kidneys, your liver? I mean, if you're going to blow your liver out, might as well do it on Jack Daniels and enjoy yourself. I mean, it's bonkers, okay? Bonkers.